Hi everyone, it's Kate here, back with another Hipkit Club design team project for you. I'm doing a weekly sketch challenge this week with the gorgeous sketch that's on screen there by the lovely Christina Sales over on the group. I'm starting with a piece of coloured cardstock that came with the September kits, and I'm just priming it with some white gesso there, and I'll just pop it to one side just for that to dry off while I do my other bits and pieces. One of the challenge prompts for this week is to use fussy cutting. So I've just gone through the gorgeous papers in the September kit and pulled quite a few out there, mainly because there was too many to choose from, to cut some pieces out to use on my layout. So I've picked some of the papers that I've used. That gorgeous vellum there, that the first one is by a collection called Late Afternoon by Amy Tangerine. So there's a sheet of that in there which is absolutely stunning. The white flowers, the black and white flowers, are from Crepe Paper's Marigold collection, and so are the houses as well. They're from the same collection. Then I picked up there's a frame, the whole sheet of frames for you to cut out is by Pink Fresh, and it's called Days of Splendour. So I'm just going to spend some time cutting these out for my layout. Okay, I'm just bringing that piece of cardstock back now. I've finished with my fussy cutting, and we're going to do some mixed media now that the gesso has dried. I use the packaging technique to do most of my mixed media, so I just cut up a piece of packaging that actually came with the kit, just made that to size. I'm using some of the Lindy's Magicals that we had in a previous kit in 3 different colours. I think one's called Andrea's Azalea, Jana's Jade, and Martina's Marigold. So I'll just start off with the gold colour. The key to what I do is make sure that they're quite runny, and just splatter, splatter, splatter is the sort of technique that I'm going for there. So I'm just mixing the 3 colours and just keep building up the layers until I like what I see. I do take it off camera a couple of times and just make sure that it's dry, because I find that if you keep adding too many layers whilst it's wet, the colours will mix together and they won't keep as separate colours. It won't look very good. There's a couple of others that I use, just that emerald green there. I've got some cosmic shimmer powders that I just mixed a couple of colours together just to pick out that lovely emerald green that we've got going on in some of the embellishments as well. So now I've just taken that off camera just to dry that with a heat tool, and I brought it back on. I'm really happy with how that looks, and the Lindy's Magicals give it a real nice shimmer to the background as well. I've just picked out a picture that I like, and I'm just sticking that on a mat of some white scrap of card that I had left over. Just using my Fiskars cutting tool to cut that out onto the mat. And I put that back on to the background now. So now I'm just going to have a play around and see what I like the look of, see where I want to put the embellishments. The embellishments in the September kit, that really make it easy to make scrapbook pages. I put this together so quickly because everything coordinates perfectly well. They're just sort of made to be used together. On the sketch you would have noticed there's a bit of a chevron pattern on the right hand side with some arrows pointing down, and I had a bit of a ponder how I was going to work that out. Then I saw one of the papers that's exclusive to the paper kit. It's a paper by Heidi Swap, and it's called the Old School City Grid paper. It's that one that you can just see on camera there. It's squares. The paper's just full of squares. So I just cut those out, cut them in half, and I'm just running a piece down the top right and across the bottom left just to pick that corner out as well. And then you'll see in a minute that I just take it off camera and just run some machine stitching down just to highlight it. I did cut out, originally it wasn't standing out very well on the background because of some of the colours, so I did cut some more out, some of the pinks, just to make it stand out a bit better. Then I'm just going to use my T-square just to make sure they're all lined up. And I just dab the tiniest bit of glue just on the edges, because you don't want to get your sewing machine sort of stuck in the glue. So just enough to stick the edges down, and then I'll take that off camera and run some stitching down the middle. So after what felt like an eternity, I'm finally back after machine stitching those pieces down. I don't know about anybody else, but every single time I want to use my sewing machine, either it unthreads itself or it's run out of thread on the top or the bobbin. But anyway, I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. That's really highlighted those two pieces nicely. So again, I like to place everything where I want it to be first before I commit to sticking anything down. Then I have another play and make sure that I'm definitely happy with it. Sometimes I'll take a picture on my phone and just use that as a reference so that I make sure that I stick everything back down where I put it in the first place. So the big vellum piece, I would normally try and use a different method of sticking that down, but I thought because of the mixed media, I just use a tiny dab of wet glue in various places over the large embellishment, and to be honest, you can't see it at all when it's dried. You would never see that. And then I'm just using some wet glue in my squeezy bottle there. I just used tacky glue, normal tacky glue in an empty bottle, just to stick those down. That large black and white flower I just wanted to pop up on some foam, and again I don't purchase self-adhesive foam. I just purchase a real cheap wad of craft foam that I just glue myself. I use wet glue on the one side, cut it down, and wet glue the other side, and that sticks perfectly. So I'm just holding that down with a set of pens, you can see there. I'm then going to go through the embellishment packs and have a look what else I want to use. There's some real gorgeous stickers there that you can see. I think they're in the main kit actually. They're by Maggie Holmes and they are part of the Marigold collection, and they're the lovely phrase stickers. So I pulled out the title Sweet and just put that on the right hand side. Then I just picked out there's some gorgeous little leaf embellishments as well, and there's some puffy heart stickers there. There's a stickers pack which is by Jen Hadfield that is absolutely gorgeous. There's some real cute stickers on there. There's a tiny little squirrel that I've just nestled in there. He's the cutest with a tiny little acorn. And I'm just using a sticker there, the one that's called Main Street, just because that picks out an element on the sketch that ties it in again. There's some gorgeous little chipboard flares as well. You can see that I've used the pink one that says Beauty there. That's beautiful. And then I just went through one of the other embellishment packs and picked out some more of the floral clusters just to tie everything together. There's a huge box of wooden embellishments, which you can see me struggling to get in the box there. I can never, ever open these boxes without making a huge mess. But there was that tiny little wooden house that I wanted to use that was right at the front of the pack. So I did wrestle with it to get to that. And then I'm just adding my journaling on top of the mixed media at the top. Just with a Unipin pen I use normally between 0.4 and 0.5. I just finish off the layout with just using some Nuvo crystal drops, and I just drop a few of those in various places around the layout. You'll see that on the pictures at the end. Then I just stamp the date as well, and that is pretty much it. So it came together really quickly and really nicely. I hope that you like this video, and I hope that you'll like and subscribe to stick around for some more process videos to come. Thank you guys, speak to you soon.